Hey everyone, thank you for watching. In today's video I am so excited to do. It's a bit of an impromptu video, but this collection showed up at my doorstep today and I thought, okay, let's go ahead and film with this. This is from Colourpop and this is their In the Limelight collection, I believe is what it is. So I'm going to be taking you through all of the products in this collection, doing swatches, and then also sharing how I got this eye look right here. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, welcome. So I was not actually planning to film like a sit down video like this today. I was getting ready to go to Ulta Beauty to film a shop with me at Ulta, but then I checked my mail, I saw I had this collection in, and I've been getting tags all morning on Instagram once that collection was announced. And usually I don't get PR this quickly from Colourpop, but I was like, well, I guess I'll just go back home and film with this so I could get it up for today. So I usually start my videos with an outfit of the day, but since I wasn't really planning on anything, I just have sweatpants on and this sweatshirt from White Fox Boutique. My dog is in front of me, I can't get back to my chair. But again, I figured just with especially the amount of people tagging me, because this palette is more green focused and I do like greens, I thought I'm just gonna sit down and film with this right away. So I actually had a Project Pan video that was gonna go up today. I'll just push that back to later in the week, and then hopefully I can get to Ulta Beauty tomorrow instead and do the shopping that I wanted to get done. So thank you so much to Colourpop for sending this over. I was really excited to try it out because when I started getting the tags I was like, oh yeah, because I do like me some greens. So I don't have a whole lot yet about the collection. All I've seen so far online is that it's coming soon. So if I have more information, I can add it to the description box, or once I know, I can include it in there. But in the collection, we have a palette, Jelly Much shadows, the color sticks, and there's also the 4th Ray lip scrub and lip balm. I did not receive that in my package, but that's under the 4th Ray Beauty line. It says 2 lip essentials with a sweet lime flavor. Our exfoliating lip scrub and super moisturizing lip balm gives your lips that super soft and kissable feel after every use. I do like the Colourpop lip scrub. I actually have one in my bathroom. Actually, if it's like their regular lippy balm, I think that's a good product as well. But I'm first going to take you through the collection. I'll show you some close-ups and swatches of everything before we jump into the demo. Alright, so this is the In the Limelight eyeshadow palette. Obviously very green, kind of brighter packaging here, and then this is one of their 9-pan palettes. So the shades inside, we have Star Power, Almost Famous, Miami, Debut, Booked, Playdate, After Party, Palms, and then Layout. So we have the mixture of mattes and shimmers in here. We also have the darker brown, which I used on my lower lash line, and then the shimmers. I kind of like the pop of pink in here. Like when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, that's a little bit different, but I don't mind it, and I like pink shadows, so I was like, okay. I will say when I first opened it, my first thought was it's not as green as I initially thought that it was going to be, but Almost Famous definitely has, it's almost like a pistachio shade with a little bit of shimmer in there. Obviously Miami and After Party, and then Booked and Palms are also green. Playdate has a little bit more of that golden shift to it, and then we have the Star Power and the Debut, a little bit pinkier, and then the matte brown in here. So I still definitely think that it is a green palette, especially once I started playing with it and I started swatching it. I was like, oh, okay, got it. But I like the brown in there and the pink in there, because I think that it gives a little bit like more options that you can do with the palette instead of being just monochromatic green, although I don't mind a monochromatic green moment. Also in the collection, we have the Jelly Much shadows. So I do use one today. I typically have not been a fan of the Jelly Much shadows. I think when they first came out, I was really not into those types of products. I wasn't into single shadows all that much. There was a time where I didn't even really enjoy the Super Shock shadows from Colourpop, but I wanted to give one a try in today's look because my makeup preferences have definitely changed. I thought, let's go ahead and see if I like these a little bit more. And I was actually kind of surprised as I was applying it in the demo, and you'll hear my thoughts here shortly about it, but it was different from what I expected. Okay, it's been a while since I have tried these, so it was kind of like a first impression on the Jelly Much shadows. But you have 3 here in the collection. You have Memoir, also Heartthrob, and then the shade that I use on my eyes today is in Scandal. So those are the 3 Jelly Much shadows that are included in the collection. Also in here, I did not get to these today. I was trying to figure out if I can incorporate them into the look. I will another time. I'm probably gonna have an Instagram reel up with a second look, and I'll try to do a handful more here so you can see some different options. But they do also have these color sticks in the collection. So you could use these by themselves, you could use them as liner, you could use them and then pack a shadow on top of them. A lot of different options that you can do with shadow sticks. And the two different shades we have is Bussin', which is a creamy matte, and then Bright Lights, and that is a metallic. All right, so that is everything included in this latest collection from Colourpop. Again, I'm so sorry I don't have a release date on it. If I get that information, I will put it in the description box. And then I do also have a non-affiliate code with Colourpop that I believe is still working, which is 5 Samantha. Sometimes it doesn't always work on new releases, but usually it gets you $5 off orders of 20 or more. So I will add that to my description box also. But if you want to see how I got this eye look right here, let's jump into the demo. All right, let's jump into the eye look. So I'm going to be using the eyeshadow palette and also the Jelly Much shadow in Scandal. So when I first opened the palette and was looking at it, I really do like green shadows. It's really one of my favorites to work with, but some of these are not my absolute favorite green. Like I kind of like more of like an olive green, army green, dirty green, that sort of thing. So I'm looking at the palette and I was like, okay, like maybe this shade here. But then when I was going through and swatching the Jelly Much shadows and I came across Scandal, I was like, well, I want to use that. I haven't been a fan of the Jelly Much shadows in the past, but my makeup preferences have been changing, so I'm going to give it a shot. But I definitely wanted to use some of the eyeshadow palette first before we jump in. So I'm kind of wanting to use both the shades Miami and After Party. So I'm just going to use a little bit, there's my dog. I'm going to use a little bit of After Party first, and I'm just going to use a BK Beauty 206 brush. And I am just going to add this to the crease and then kind of blend it all throughout, or I'm going to add it to the outer part of my eye and then blend it throughout the crease. And I'm going to build it up a little bit here. Kind of just running this all over the eye because the Jelly Much I think is, you know, probably going to take up the majority of this look, but we will see. So some of these shades are a little bit lighter, so you will probably have to build them up a few times. I'm going to grab a larger brush. This is the BK Beauty 201, just a bigger blending brush. And then I'm going to pick up some of Miami, also a matte shade here. And I'm just going to kind of blend that over top of the crease. So that almost has a little bit of yellow in it also. I mean, I don't mind green and yellow together. Thank you so much. All right, that's what I'm going to do with the mattes right now. I'm going to come in with the Jelly Much, I want to say Super Shock, and then kind of see what we're feeling there. The shade that I wanted to use is in Scandal, which kind of looks like that dirty money green that I really do enjoy. So I learned with the Jelly Much shadows, do not throw this out. I did this the first time that I got a Jelly Much shadow from Colourpop. I was like, oh, nope. Turns out they dry really, really fast when you do that. So you do want to keep that around. You definitely can use your fingers with it. I really don't mind applying makeup with my fingers. For whatever reason, I just want to use a brush. The Jelly Much shadows are definitely pretty thick. Like I apply the Super Shocks with my fingers all of the time. I'm going to first go in with a brush and see how I feel about it. This is just one from Persona Cosmetics. It came with one of their eyeshadow palettes. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit. I just feel like I'll have better precision this way. And then I am going to start to run this across the lid. How cool is that shade? Okay. I'm gonna grab just a little bit more. I'm just gonna pat it all down here. For a while, I wasn't a fan of the Super Shock shadows. When the Jelly Much shadows came out, I wasn't really digging those either. Curious how you feel about them because I haven't tried them for a hot minute. So I'm wondering how I'll feel since my makeup preferences have really changed, and now like I do go for my Super Shocks, I do go for single shadows, like the Auric Smoke Reflex, I really like those, and that was just not my jam a couple years ago, whereas now it really is. So curious how I'll end up liking these. This is a really cool shade though, like that metallic bright green is so neat, and with a brush it is really easy to just swipe on. I'm curious to see how will there be a lot of like cracking and creasing in the shadow. I do go to yoga on Monday nights, but you know, we might just have to see how it survives through yoga because we gotta test things out, you know? So I don't have a lot of face makeup on today because I'm probably gonna end up wiping that off before I go to class. Even though it's just Monday, we do like restorative, so it's very much like a lot of stretching, a lot of static poses, but it's like, and there's some meditation in there, but it's really, really nice way to kind of end my Monday night. And I just feel like in such a better headspace. It's one of the last things I do before I go to bed, because it's a pretty later class, and then I just come home and start to unwind. I've just been really, really loving doing that. I don't know what else. I feel like I should like have more commentary. That was super easy to apply, and it's funny because like when I put it on, it really feels quite wet and kind of like cold at the same time, but even now it already feels like it's dry. Yeah, like it feels like it's already dried. Again, I don't use the Jelly Much shadows all that much, so I feel like this is almost like a first impression, even though I've tried them like a year or so ago. But that's like such an interesting feeling. I'm loving the shade though. I think it's beautiful. I do want to grab one more shade from the palette, mostly just because I want to be like trying some of these shades, but I'm gonna take Almost Famous, and this is just from Moda. Can you tell I need to clean my brushes? It's very overdue. It's from Moda brushes. This is a smoky eye brush. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this and put it in the inner part of my eye, where it was a little bit harder to reach the Jelly Much, just because this one has a little bit of like shimmer to it. It didn't look like a fully complete matte. And then I'm gonna hit the inner, like the actual inner corner too, and then just kind of have those fade together, blend together, fade together. Ooh, okay. And then I'm gonna take some green liner. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, one of her duos. I'm gonna use the matte green side and add to my waterline. For the lower lash line, I'm going to use my Rephr 03 pencil brush, and I'm going to do some of this dark brown and then also the After Party. So I'm going to do Layout and After Party. First going to do After Party on the pencil brush and then blend it out with that darker brown, right? And then adding in some of Layout, smoking those two together. It's kind of forming like its own little Dirty Money shade. I just usually do like little flicks here on the outer part of my eye. I do that with a lot of my shadows. Just a little bit of fallout, so I am going to dust that away. And then this is the eye look that we are working with, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of mascara and a lip product. I added on the Milani highly rated anti-gravity mascara. I tried it in my last trying new makeup, and I'm freaking loving this mascara so much. And I just added some lip products, the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner and the Huda Beauty Honey Silk Balm. I can link it in my description box if you are curious about any of those. But I want to do one more thing for the eye look, just because I'm trying to use like a lot of shades out of here. So I'm also going to grab Star Power in that same Moda Smoky brush, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this also to the inner corner just to kind of brighten it up. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Did I say inner corner or brow bone? I'm going to do brow bone also. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, I'm feeling this look. I really wish I didn't have to just go wipe this off, but I don't think I have enough time to film my new makeup releases for tomorrow and get to yoga and, you know, eat dinner. All very important things, but I am really feeling the way that this eye look came out. Plus it was so simple. Like, that's just kind of my makeup preferences, but just how it all came together, I really, really like how this came out. I'm gonna be curious to see how I feel about the Jelly Much shadows. I do always review everything. I do a series on my channel where I rank all of the eye products, the palettes, the singles that I've used the month prior. So my one for February did just go up. So, you know, definitely be including these in March's video and in any of my follow-ups that I will be doing throughout the month. But here is how I got today's eye look. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little impromptu video, but I figured, especially with the amount of tags I was getting, I really wanted to sit down and film with this. Not all releases from Colourpop turn my attention. I do the new makeup releases series every single Wednesday. It's very rare to go a week without mentioning a new release from Colourpop. So sometimes I say it just, you know, they come out with so much unless something really turns my attention. Will I purchase it? You know, probably not, because I am on their PR, but I don't even try every single PR collection that comes my way from Colourpop. I simply cannot. Like, I'm only one person. I buy a lot of makeup. I have a lot of other brands that send PR, and I'm trying to do my best to, you know, do a little bit of everything. But there are some collections that come out that I'm like, yes, I need to get to this, and I need to get to this right away. And that's what I was thinking about this one. There are shades that call out to me, and I really liked the way that this one looked. Even when I first saw the photos this morning before I even got it, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna be liking this one. I hope it comes to me, because you never know. But when I actually opened it up, again, I had that first initial thought of, ooh, like it could have been more green. But as I actually played with it, I was like, no, this is good. You are completely 100% able to do some green looks with it, especially if you add in any of the corresponding products from this collection or from your own collection that you already have. But then you can also mix it up. I kind of really want to do like a pink and green look. I don't mix those colors all that often, but I think it's really pretty. I think it's really spring-like. So I really want to do a look like that out of it. So I am, you know, first impression, of course, first impression, but so far really liking the eyeshadow palette. The mattes were easy to use. Again, some of those more like pastel shades you will want to build up a few times, but I didn't have any issues doing that. I didn't find them to be patchy or anything. And then the Jelly Much shadow really did please me. I wasn't sure what I was thinking, but you know, I liked how it came out, and I thought it was a really interesting texture and feel to the shadow, and I just love the way that it ended up coming out on the eyes. So I'm excited to keep trying these from the collection, especially because I actually really like all 3 shades of these Jelly Much shadows. It was kind of hard to pick one, but once I saw Scandal and that Dirty Money, I was like, ooh, that just like calls my name. But the other shades too, I really enjoy. The only things that I don't know if I'll use as much from the collection are the color sticks, but I know some people use those really frequently. I have a handful in my collection, and by handful, I think I mean 2 from Sigma Beauty that I do use, but they're just not my like most used on a consistent basis type of thing. Other than that, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it helpful. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Are you planning to pick up anything from this latest collection from Colourpop? I would love to know. And as always, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video.